Hi friends! Quick question. Do you think that there are good feelings and bad feelings? It's okay if you don't know the answer just yet, because today we're going to be talking all about emotions, even the ones that make us feel worried. We're also going to learn about how to manage and react to these emotions so that we feel more safe, comfortable, and positive when guiding our emotions in different situations. Alright friends, first I'm going to give you a short story about how I worried when I was your age. I was always a very happy and very chatty child. I always liked being in new situations and meeting new people. But sometimes I felt really worried whenever I got sick. It would make me feel really unwell, I'd get a really bad tummy ache, I'd sweat a lot, and it would make me really nervous. Maybe you felt similar to me at times, or maybe you feel like this all the time. So let's talk about some of these feelings and what we can do to help. I'm going to give you a general idea about where these feelings come from. It all starts up here in the brain. Your brain sometimes, if it sees danger, will get ready into fight mode. Let's say there was a really big lion running towards you. You'd see the lion, you'd get ready, you'd be prepared. But sometimes you get these feelings and there is no danger. Maybe you get those feelings when there's nothing around you. That's called anxiety. And it happens sometimes when you're in new situations, or sometimes you want to avoid situations altogether so that you don't have those feelings. Not everyone has anxiety, but for those of you that do, a couple different things may have caused it. It could just be the way that you were born, maybe an experience you had when you were younger, the environment you grew up in, or simply something that may have scared you when you were younger too. None of these things you really have control over. Some people may experience this only sometimes, and some people may experience it all the time. Regardless, I know that sometimes it can make life a little bit more difficult. Speaking, understanding, and learning things in school and in life can be a bit more difficult for you than others. But it all sounds scary, but don't worry, you're not alone. And stay tuned to the end of the video when we talk about a couple tools that you can use to help it be a bit better. Before we get to that, I'm going to talk to you about a couple different types of anxiety. The first type is pretty general. Sometimes it happens for no reason at all and just at random times. Another type of anxiety is based around what makes you scared. This may be different for each person, and it may be things that not everyone finds as scary. For example, my example at the beginning of the video about me being fearful of being sick. Another type of anxiety is based around panicking. This is a really intense form of anxiety where your chest may start to hurt and your mind may be racing and you may feel a pain in your chest. Sometimes it may feel so intense that you just have to close your eyes and lay down for a bit. This last type of anxiety that we're going to chat about happens when you're in public or big groups of people. You may feel judged or embarrassed and you don't feel very comfortable talking in that big group of people. Or sometimes it may happen when you're away from a loved one and you start to feel a bit uncomfortable. Now that we've learned about different types of anxiety, let's discuss what we can do for ourselves to make a calmer and safer environment. First, how are we going to do that? We're going to build a toolbox. This toolbox is going to have the perfect tools for us to use based on the situation to help us feel better. It's important to stay stocked up with a bunch of different tools so that we can take out whichever tool we need based on the situation. Okay, now let's look at some different tools that we can use. First up, we got our physical tools. These tools are important to help us because sometimes when we're worrying for a long time, it's hard for us to breathe and we have a lot of excess energy. Some ways that we can use this tool is like going on a quick run, maybe playing our favorite sport outside, or even just a quick 5-minute walk. Next up, we have our relaxation tools. These tools are important because sometimes when we're worried, we have our bodies feeling certain ways, like we could get tummy aches and our hearts start racing a bit. So it's important to calm ourselves down and recognize these feelings. Some things that can help are journaling, writing out your thoughts, maybe listening to some calm music, or even just doing some art. Whatever works for you. Last up, we have our social tools. Sometimes all we need is a good chat. Talk to someone you trust, like a parent, maybe a family member, or maybe a friend, or another adult that you trust. For me, I always chat with my sister, and I know that after chatting with her, it makes me feel a whole lot better. Wow, that was a lot of information. Here are some tools that don't fit inside the toolbox that may be helpful to have as well. Don't feel worried about reaching out because they're here to help and support you. Time for a quick wrap-up. Today, we've learned, friends, that there are no good or bad feelings, just some feelings that we need a bit of help with, and we have some tools to help us out when those times come up. Have a great day, and until next time.